just walking in Nankana Sahib itself, and then there's 2 extra Gurdwara here as well in the area that I've just walked past, just had after having my breakfast. One is Gurdwara Rori Sahib, where Guru Nanak was educated in his early years, and the other one is Gurdwara Balila Sahib, where he played as a child, and they're both right next to each other. So if I show you the outer area of Rori Sahib is here. And then just opposite this area is Gurdwara Balila Sahib as well, which I'll show you. It's a bit further on. You can't see the entrance. There's some local gentlemen. They were waving at me. I think they want to be stars of the future, or not the future, today. They want to be stars of today. And I might try and grab them on the way back to get their views on whatever they want to talk about, really. But it's all happening. It's all happening here. A lot of activity actually. It's quite early on. So yeah, this is once you walk around, you figure it out. It's a bit concealed actually in the area that it's in, because it's in a couple of narrow lanes, and it's something that you'd miss unless you ask around for directions, because it's not out in the open. There's a lot of places here are off main roads, so you can pretty much figure it out which way to go. But here, it's this was concealed, so I just want to have a little walk around, just to see what the state of the Gurdwara is in. So before I go upstairs to the main area, I just want to walk around here just to have a look. A few of the workers actually stopped me as well. They said, "Can you interview me?" So I think they want a bit of a chat as well. They want to say a few things. They want to get on YouTube. They want to be famous. They want their views. Probably show their families and their kids. But yeah, it's as you can see, from what I know, there's actually a lot of work going on in this place, and the building is new, which you can see here. They're currently doing a lot of painting here as well. There's a lot of work going on. Quite a few of the workers, which I spoke to earlier, to try and find out what exactly they're up to. But one of them said he's been working here for about 18-19 years. It's actually, the floor's a bit messy here, so I've got to be careful. So as you can see from my earlier video in Nankana Sahib, where we had the Sarovar area, the bathing pool, which was full of water, and it was 8 meters or 8 meters deep. This one here, there's no water in here, and there's a reason for this as well, which I've got to find out. Somebody was telling me, but it's escaped my mind. There was actually some reason. It was to do with the renovation. I'll just show you the area here, the Sarovar area, the bathing area. And it's not just this Gurdwara that's being worked on. There's lots of them that are having a lot of work done to them. I've got to be careful here because there's a lot of paint here, and my feet are going to get soaked in it. And you know what? Well, how am I going to clean it? So it's going to be a bit of a mess. So I've got to get out of here well, because I've got a lot of visiting to do. I've got a lot of travelling to do. Got a lot of sightseeing to do. Got a lot of eating to do, and that's hopefully will be the rest of my plan. But yeah, looking at this, there's a lot of work going on here. You know, you can just see what they've done to the building. I don't know if this was rebuilt or whether this was just renovated, because one gentleman was telling me this morning that they're rebuilding a few of them. So I just want to see how much of this is rebuilt and how much of this is actually brand new. So hopefully we'll get some answers from some of the people here and hear their views and see what they've got to say. But it's one of the more, having been around a few of them now, it's one of the more quieter ones. You won't find that many people here because it's slightly off beat as well. It's off the beaten path, So it's not something that you could just walk into. And even I had a bit of a struggle getting here because I couldn't really see the main entrance to this, and then I spotted two at the same time, which we're visiting, which I'm going to do in quick succession. But it's just it's one of those, I think, that you've got to be coming here for a purpose to see this, or you've got to somehow just fall into the path, which I think is rare. And you've got to come here with a purpose, I think, to specifically this place, because it is way off track. There's no way I would have known if there weren't people here, and luckily, we all speak the same language, so there's no problem. There's no problem talking to them and getting actually, in fact, sometimes it is a problem, because then people want to talk to you, which I don't mind. But the thing is, then what it does is it distracts you from whatever you're doing, which is when you're on a specific purpose. Either you've got to go somewhere to eat, or you've got to be at someone's place. You've got to get there, and just people stopping you, they want to talk. And the thing is, they've got best of intentions as well, so it's not something that I want to whinge about. It was like I got asked for a lot of selfies yesterday. About 50 to 60 people must have asked for selfies, and each one, because it's not something that you say no to, because everyone's taking their time out, and so you do as well, and everyone's quite chilled out, and you just get on with everyone and make sure that if somebody asks for something, then if you can do it, then why not? So I'm just going to go upstairs now, have a look at the inner side, or they call it in English the Sanctum Sanctorum, is it called? Sanctum Sanctorium or Sanctum Sanctorum, something like that. Anyway, it's probably Latin anyway. So I'm just on the first floor actually, before going into the main entrance. I just thought I'd walk around and get some footage here. And yeah, there's a lot of work going on. It's currently being renovated, so I've got to be careful. I don't touch anything or walk into anything, which I'm likely to, because I'm a bit error prone as well. I'm likely to walk into a box of paint or a box of nails. I can imagine that happening as well. But yeah, a lot of work going on, and it's nice to see actually, because even though there's a small Sikh community in Pakistan, there's always that thing in the back of your mind saying, are these places being taken care of? And it's good to see for yourself, because you can hear the opinions of people, you can hear everyone's views or there's programs, I think, but it's always good to see with your own eyes. And it's always good to visit places like this as well. Wherever I've been in the world, and there's religious places there, whether it's churches in Italy or mosques in the Middle East, and other places of worship. It's just nice to see them being taken care of, because the last thing you want are these places deteriorating, because I think then you lose part of your history, your religion, you lose a lot of your culture as well, because a lot of things tied to it, even if you're not from that faith. So that's good to see. So this is Gurdwara Balila, where Guru Nanak Dev Ji played as a child. It's attached to his history. It's a very historical Gurdwara. First built, the main buildings was renovated or built when during Maharaja Ranjit Singh's time. So it's nice being here. Any place that is attached to the history of your religion, probably Mecca and places in Israel come to mind, where pilgrims and devotees go to visit their places of worship, learn a bit more about their history. And it's the same coming here. It's the same sort of thing, and it's like I say, it's nice to see it maintained, because the last thing you want to come to is something that, you know, resembles a mud heap and something that hasn't been taken care of. But there's a lot of money being spent here, and you can even see the walls. Actually, you know, they've had work done to them recently. They are doing work at the moment, and hopefully, I think once this finishes, this will be a fantastic Gurdwara. But the only thing is that, you know, it needs more people visiting. It really does need more people here, because at the moment it really is. It just has that empty feeling to it, which places like these shouldn't. That's the only downside. Good side from that is, you know, I've got full freedom here. Normally I won't be able to have my mic and a camera like this inside, but because I've come here from abroad, they've given me special permission to film, which is good. So everywhere I've gone, they've been pretty relaxed about me filming. So I've walked around, you know, and my setup is quite big. The mic, it just takes up a lot of room, and people can see me from a mile. And it's good that they've given me permission that I can film here, because normally you wouldn't be allowed. And the thing is, if you are a non-Sikh, if you are a Muslim, for example, they will not let you film. I've got a couple of people with me, and they allowed, because they're with me, so they've given them permission, which was good. But I think if you aren't with a Sikh person, I don't think you'll be able to get permission for filming, because they are quite strict, and even entry is quite strict as well. Because just coming into here, you know, when they saw me, you know, it was straight in. I was allowed straight in. But I met a few of the others that were outside. They were asked a few questions. Even at some of the other places that I've been to, there's a lot more checking. They've been checking local ID cards as well when they've been going in. Luckily, I think, you know, so far I've been okay everywhere that I've gone, because of my turban and the look. You know, they automatically know, so you know, they're pretty relaxed about it, and they've welcomed me in, and so which I like. Maybe if you're a non-Muslim, a non-Sikh, sorry, you might have a bit of difficulty getting entry. I know that, you know, I've heard of stories of some tourists from Europe that have tried to go into a couple of Gurdwara. They've been denied entry because of permission issues, and they needed a letter or something to try and get them entry. But that obviously takes a bit of time. And a tourist, by and large, you know, if they don't see a site there, and if they haven't got any meaningful attachment to it, it's not something that they're going to spend a day getting permission for and coming back to. So that may be something to look at for the authorities, I think. To try and sort something out, because places really shouldn't be off limits for anyone. But hopefully, you know, within the coming few years, I think there'll be some change here. So I'm standing here right in front of the Gurdwara here, and I was stopped by a couple of people who were working here, who wanted to talk. They spotted me from quite a distance, and they called me over, and I said I'll come over to you once I've finished and I'll speak to them. So I've got 3 gentlemen here, and I asked them what their names are, what are they doing. हाँ जी जनाब, पहला ना तुसी अपना नाम दसो। मेरा जी अदील हुसैन शाह। अदील हुसैन शाह। मेरा ज़फ़र अली। ज़फ़र अली। मोहम्मद आसिफ। मोहम्मद आसिफ। तुसी दसो तुसी गुरुद्वारे इस टाइम की तुसी करते हैं? सेवा करन दे जी, ऐलान करन दे जी। हाँ जी, कितना दिन हो गया सेवा करते? 15-16 साल हो गए जी। 15-16 साल। हाँ जी। हर साल काफ़ी चेर है। काफ़ी चढ़ते। सारी बिल्डिंग ऐसी करते हैं। हाँ जी, सारी बिल्डिंग्स। हाँ, सारे गुरुद्वारे मुकम्मल पेंट करते हैं। हाँ जी। हर साल ही करते हैं। फिर कितना टाइम लाਉਂਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ? ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਹੀਨਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਲੱਗੇ ਨੂੰ। हाँ जी। ਇਹ ਮੁਕੰਮਲ ਹੋਣ ਚ 4 ਦਿਨ ਰਹਿ ਗਏ ਬਸ। 4 ਦਿਨ ਰਹਿ ਗਏ, ਫਿਰ ਹੋਰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ? ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਅਗਲੇ ਤੰਬੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜਾਏंगे ਜੀ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਖਤਮ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਦੋਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ? ਹਜੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਣਾ ਜਾਂ 3 ਦਿਨ ਲੱਗਣੇ ਹੋ? ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ? ਮੇਲੇ ਤੋਂ 4 ਦਿਨ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਮੁਕੰਮਲ ਕਰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ। ਅੱਛਾ ਠੀਕ ਆ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਲਾ ਹੋਣਾ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਠੀਕ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਲਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੇਲੇ ਲਈ? ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਅਸੀਂ, ਨਨਕਾਣਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ। ਨਨਕਾਣਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਜੀ। ਸੋ ਆ ਦੱਸੋ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਲਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਟੀਵੀ ਤੇ ਦੇਖੀਦਾ ਆ, ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਾਫੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ, गिनती ਤੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ, ਉਹ ਤੰਗ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ? ਪਰੇਸ਼ਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀ, ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ। ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਮਨਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, 4 ਦਿਨ ਰੌਣਕ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਕਾਰੋਬਾਰ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਕਰਨ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੁਕਾਨਾਂ।
फैसलाबादों पिंडियों इस्लामाबादों हर पासे
सारी जगह तो आउंदे आ
जी। जिन्नी मेन रोड ते दुकान है सारी बंद हो जाती। इत्थे नवीं दुकानां लगदियां किराए ते कपड़े वालियां शॉप अलग अलग लगदी
अलग लगदी इधर बड़ी रौनक लगदी है जी बड़ा रौनक लगदा मेला लगा हुंदा जी
ਇਹ ਮੇਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਡੀਕਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ
खुशी है इधर।
ਤਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਰੋਨਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਦੋਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਾਫੀ ਘੱਟ ਆਈ ਸੀ
ਘੱਟ ਆਈ ਸੀ
ਉਹ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਾਫੀ
ਬੜਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਰੋਨਾ ਦੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਤੋਂ
ਬਹੁਤ ਕੰਮ ਆਏ ਥੇ ਤੇ
ਰੰਗ ਵੀ ਘੱਟ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਕਰੋਨਾ ਦੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਤੋਂ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਆਵਾਮ ਵੀ ਘੱਟ ਹੀ ਆਈ ਸੀ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਵੀ ਘੱਟ ਹੀ ਆਏ ਲੋਕ ਤਾਂ ਸਿੰਧ ਚ ਵੀ ਘੱਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋਕ ਘੱਟ ਆਏ ਥੋੜੇ 20-30 ਹਜ਼ਾਰ ਬੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਬਸ
ਵੈਸੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ
ਵੈਸੇ 70-80 ਹਜ਼ਾਰ ਬੰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਟੋਟਲ
ਡਬਲ ਫਿਰ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਨ ਬਾਜ਼ਾਰ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਚ ਕਲੀਨ ਵੇਚਦੇ ਆ ਸਫਾਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਿਹਤਰੀਨ ਕੰਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ
ਵੱਡਾ ਕਲੀਨ ਹੈਗਾ
ਵੱਡਾ ਕਲੀਨ ਮੇਨ ਰੋਡ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਰੇਲਵੇ ਰੋਡ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੁਕੰਮਲ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਬੜਾ ਬਿਹਤਰੀਨ ਨਿਜ਼ਾਮ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਹੈ
ਲਾਹੌਰ ਚ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੰਨਤ ਪੂਰੀ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਲੀਨ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਪੂਰਾ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੀ ਲਾਹੌਰ ਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੰਨਤ ਪੂਰੀ ਹੋਈ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ
ਸਾਡੇ ਇਧਰ
ਇਹ ਵੀ ਉਸਤਾਦ ਹੈ
ਨਾਮ ਦੱਸੋ ਜੀ
ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜੀ ਮੁਹੰਮਦ
ਇਸ਼ਫਾਕ ਸਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੀ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਗੁਰਪੁਰਬ ਤੇ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਇਹਦੇ ਰੌਣਕ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਜਾਂ ਤੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ
ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀ ਤੰਗ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਰੌਣਕ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਹ ਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਪੇਸ਼ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਫਿਰ ਨਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਮਸਲਾ ਬਣਦਾ ਹੈ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਐਸਾ ਕੋਈ ਤੰਗ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲਾ ਮਸਲਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ
ਤੰਗ ਮਸਲਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਤਾਂ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਵਾਪਸ ਵੱਡੀ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਆਊਗੀ
ਵੱਡੀ ਆਏਗੀ
ਅਗਲੇ ਮਹੀਨੇ
ਸਾਡੀ ਵੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਇਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਰੌਣਕ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੱਗਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਮੇਲਾ ਅੱਛੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਭਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਨਨਕਾਣਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਵਾਲੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਨਕਾਣਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ
ਵਾਹ ਜੀ ਵਾਹ ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ
ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਚਲਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਠੀਕ ਵਧੀਆ ਆ ਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਉਹ ਸੰਗਤ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਈ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਈ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲਈ ਕੀ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ
ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਵਾਲੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਮਰਾਨ ਖਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਰਾਹਦਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਖੋਲੀ ਹੈ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਕਰਤਾਰਪੁਰ ਵਾਲੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਬਾਕੀ
ਹੋਰ ਮੁਲਕਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਰਾ ਵੀ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਏਸ਼ੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਗਰੀਬ ਗੁਰਬਾ ਲੋਕ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਉਹ ਜ਼ਰਾ ਸੌਖੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
ਨਹੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਸਹੀ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ
ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨੀ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੱਢਿਆ